Hi guys, so this is the result of the color correction and the highlights that I did. You could see that the stubborn gold pockets have lifted really nicely, and she has a really nice and even pale yellow canvas. Now it's time for the deposition of the blonde tint because, as you know, I don't like the raw blonde look. I like a nice, refined, polished blonde look. And so the colors of choices that I have today are a 10V, which is an ultralight violet blonde, which is going to demolish all the yellow, with a 10G, which is a light golden blonde. And I know it's kind of like contradictory that I'm using the gold and the violet together, but there is a reason to my madness. The thing about it is that the gold and the violet are antagonists. They cancel each other out because they're polar opposites. And this is what ensures that I get a really nice and creamy platinum blonde, like a very soft and buttery platinum blonde that's not very ashy or gray. Because using the violet by itself, especially on porous bleached hair, you have to be on point with how you time it. Because if you leave it on even 30 seconds longer than the intended time, you could run the risk of, getting a very grayish and a very silvery blonde. And, I don't want that. I want like a creamy, warm platinum. So without further ado, let's do this. I'm going to mix equal parts. I'm going to do a 50-50 ratio of these two colors. I thought about the 75-25, but I feel like because my Dolly skin tone, she's a warm tone, she needs some of the gold. So I'm putting half of my violet color cream in the bowl. Okay. Setting that aside and taking half of my golden blonde. And I'm just going to mix a little color at a time. I know her hair is thick, so if I run out of product, I could always mix some more. And the 50-50 is always like your best bet, because you have equal parts of both colors. Okay, and this is very interesting. I gotta show this to you guys. Oopsie. Yeah. The gold has a little bit of a violet additive. You see that? It's gonna turn even more purple as I mix them. So I got 2 ounces of color. I need half of this 20 volume peroxide because it's a 1-to-1 ratio that we got going on. And I'm just gonna mix it together to a really nice and even consistency. This is exciting. I can't wait to see what she looks like with the color. So I want to see if I could apply this in 10 minutes or less. And my second formula is going to be a dark blonde, but let's see if we could get this. Okay, so I'm just freestyling it, painting all her baby hairs right here. Gotta work lightning fast. Okay. And because I'm a lefty, okay, so and I always like to put the toner on damp hair because dry hair the color can look very intense. Especially bleached hair is very porous and it takes color very fast. Okay. I'm doing the tops first and then I'll run it through the ends. The ends are always last. Taking horizontal partings, and you could see that the brassiness is already getting neutralized. And I'm just applying it up to the underneath. And the underneath we're going to tint it with the dark blonde, which will be a light brown. Okay. So we did this side of her hair. Now it's time to do the other side. You can already see that she's cooling down, which is awesome. This is very yellowy. Okay. So you could see how the yellow is getting demolished already? Now I gotta mix the second batch of the 50-50 of the ultralight violet blonde with the ultralight golden blonde for her mid lanes and her ends. And I'm happy that I did the 20. I felt like the 30 would have been too harsh on her hair, and the 10 would have been too much of a deposition, and it would have taken her down from an ultralight blonde into just like a regular like level 9 light blonde. And I don't want that because I worked really hard to get her this light. And I want the ultralight. It's kind of cool that how the color is already purple in my bowl, see? Okay, so I'm taking the remainder of my peroxide. Mixing the color. And then once I apply it on the blonde part, I'll be back, and then I'm gonna, do a horseshoe section, and then we're gonna tint her underneath the light brown. Okay, so I mixed this color, and now let's apply it for the rest of her. And I'm just freestyling it, mid lanes and ends. It's the ends always, and it's to the ends, not through the ends. Okay, so I see she's very yellow right here. She's gonna be platinum. I'm so excited. She's gonna be like Gwen Stefani. I know golden blonde is very popular and it's very common, and I love all blonde colors, but I like platinum. I mean, platinum will always be my number one favorite blonde. And see how long and healthy her hair is because I did a full head of highlights. I didn't do an all over bleach out. That's the best way to go blonde, is through highlights and foils. So I'm just running it through the ends. Okay. Okay, so the goal, I want to see if I can get the rest of her hair coated in the next 4 minutes or less. And like I stated previously, Putting the toner on the damp hair will give you a softer result and not as intense, because blonde hair can be like a sponge and it just absorbs color, especially if you're using a cooler color like a violet or an ash base to drab the brassiness. So it's always good to, to do the toners on the damp hair. Okay, so now I'm getting ready and I'm gonna do my horseshoe. And see how her underneath is orangey? We're gonna fix that in the next video. Okay, yeah. Okay, this is my last blonde strand in this section. So we're just, we're doing that here. We're doing really well. So I'm just directing all the hair up, like this. And her ends are very yellow, and it's totally permissible to just do it like this, just glop it on like this. And I'm just gonna massage it in like so, making sure that each strand of the hair is coated. And there is comfort in knowing that there is some gold in the toner, so I could leave it on a little bit longer and I don't have to worry about that gunmetal gray or that ashy look. It's still going to be that really nice and soft, creamy platinum. So let's put her hair up like this, and then I can just use a little clip like they do in the salons. Okay, so in just over 13 minutes, look, do you see how the yellow is getting demolished and how she's turning into platinum? So now I gotta mix the light brown. I'll be right back to color her underneath. It's gonna be a good one.